everybody, Lindsay Adler here in busy Times Square, and so you know what I want to do? I want to create a wow fashion image, but I want to get rid of all these people and create something pretty unique. So let's go take a look. Alright, so my concept for this image is that I'm looking around. I love New York, I love Times Square, and as I look at my subject, I'm thinking that she looks kind of futuristic, alien-esque, maybe a little bit of a Blade Runner look. And so I want to be able to incorporate the lights and the buildings and the wow of Times Square, but without it necessarily looking like it. And so what I want to do is I want to have that background a little bit blurred, a little bit obscured. So the technique that I use is something called dragging the shutter. And that means that I use a very slow shutter speed, sometimes a 20th of a second, a 13th of a second, a 10th of a second, and then I move my camera. And what that does is it blurs out the background and creates these beautiful streaks of light. But if I do that without adding a strobe, my subject will be blurry. So in this case, I actually lit my subject with two strobes. One strobe was a beauty dish with a grid, and that froze the subject's face, so she would be in focus even when moving my camera. And then secondly, I added another strobe, bare bulb, with a blue gel to fill in the shadows. I wanted to make this a little bit more colorful, a little bit more interesting than just the lights in the background. And then I added one more creative effect, and that is changing my white balance to tungsten. So what it did is it cooled down the entire image, giving me cool, analogous tones. Now let's talk a little bit about my camera gear. For this shoot, I used the Canon R5 mirrorless camera paired with the RF 24-105 lens. Now the reason that I wanted to use this lens is because it would allow me to drastically vary my focal length so I could get just the right composition. I would get down low on the floor in order to simplify the background, to get rid of all the people in the background, and when I'd blur and move my lens, that would help reduce the people in the background as well. What's great is that I was able to test out my composition before adding my lights, before adding my subject into the scene, because it's busy here and I didn't know if I'd get kicked out. So I prepped it all beforehand, popped the model up there, and grabbed the shot lightning fast. So if you'd like to see the gear used in the creation of these images, be sure to check out the links in the description below, and of course visit Adorama.com. I definitely am going to suggest that you subscribe because I have a lot more of these videos coming your way. See you next time.